somebody's done you wrong, it's time for you to sing along and call them out, call them out, call them out. You gotta call them out, call them out, call them out. It's time to call them out.
Okay, who do you need to call out and for what here today? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. I've got to call out a white Porsche who yesterday in traffic in Boca, I saw the person sitting in the back seat just calmly lowered their window, dropped their plastic purple spoon right out, and raised it right back up. That annoys me so much. People who just blatantly litter, you know better.
It's not so hard just to wait and find a trash can. There's always a trash can right there where you're pumping gas.
Right.
Do it then.
It's one of the only few times, and maybe the only time really, I've seen Denny's bow up and get kind of pissy with somebody. We were living in Hollywood, Florida, and this really, really attractive girl was just throwing things out of her window. And you could tell she's never heard the word no before. No one's ever called her out. And Denny's pulls up and go, "Don't litter. Don't litter on the ground. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
At the stoplight. And
Right.
she couldn't believe it.
How dare Denny's talk to her like
She
that?
couldn't believe it. Someone was calling her out for something.
I just can't believe that people think it's okay to just take their garbage and throw it. If every single person did that, you know how trashy South Florida would look?
It'd be awful.
Boca's a beautiful area, and they just lowered it, and it's like, what are you doing? And of course, I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, you're in a brand new Porsche, of course. You're better than everybody else. We're supposed to be here to clean up after you. It's just, I don't know. That's one of those things when I see somebody do that, to me, that's a symptom of entitlement. And you ever see somebody do something you know that you would never click, you would never like that person. That is one of those things. If somebody be like, "Yeah, I litter all the time," just to be like, you know what, you and I are not going to be friends.
We cannot even hang out.
No.
People that don't pick up their dog's poop so publicly to where, they don't even care if someone's watching them. They
Right.
will not pick it up. Or, "Yeah, my dog's dumping. What are you going to do about it?"
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I don't get it. Another thing that needs to be called out. Boy, we had a rough weekend on the water in Florida. There was a really tough story that had happened last night. A ferry carrying 45 people, including 2 crew members, was struck by a private boat near Clearwater's Memorial Causeway Bridge. Happened about 8:30 p.m. 1 fatality at least, maybe 2, multiple injuries.
What the heck happened with that?
Well, it was a hit and run kind of thing too, and the boat fled the scene. They got it later. It was located with 6 uninjured occupants. I'd love to hear what's going on with that. I assume today we'll probably get names and find out what was happening there. But the first thing you think is, okay, was somebody operating a boat while hammered?
Right.
Which just, there's never an excuse for that. So that's pretty crazy. And then, did you see the video of the boat that had capsized in North Miami Beach on Saturday, threw several people into the water? I don't know what this boat was doing, but you can see it coming down, a waterway. I don't know if it's the Intercoastal or just, kind of like a canal, but it looks like the back of a restaurant. And it was right there on North Miami Beach's Eastern Shores community near Northeast 35th Avenue. And it's kind of weaving all over the place. And then it just plows into a boat. It goes up in the air and then it flips over.
Oh, no.
Threw everybody in the boat out. Yeah, one of the passengers is in the hospital because of it. I'm like, what were they doing? I don't know if they're hot dogging, if the person had a medical emergency that went on, or if they were completely hammered.
Well, it'll come out. All the details will be in the police report.
Yep.
Video is something else, man. I'm watching it right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's on KVJ TV on YouTube right now.
I wonder how much damage that is with money. 'Cause
So much.
You're talking about multiple boats, a dock, property.
Right.
And now you got medical bills.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I saw, now I don't know if this is just a prank that they did, but it's pretty hysterical. There is a guy that's driving a boat. I don't even know how you do this. I'm not a boater, but he's got somebody that is water skiing off of the back of the boat. And I guess they request a beverage. And so he's got a camera that is filming him, and he's like, "Oh, it's going to be fun." So he takes, the beverage, pops the top, and he starts walking out to the back of the boat to try to give it to the person that is back there water skiing. Guess what happens, Virginia?
Oh, no.
he falls off the back of the boat.
Oh no!
And it looks like now you have an unmanned boat that is just cruising along at water skiing speed, and then the person on the skis then falls off. So you just have a boat that is going.
So what happens?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows the conclusion to this, or if it was a prank and there's actually somebody that then jumped in and took the wheel so that it didn't. But I imagine, how do you even get a boat like that to continue going? Is that possible? I guess it is, right? You can put it in gear, and can you lock the wheel so that it drives straight?
Well, I don't know if you can lock the wheel, but you can put the throttle all the way forward and it'll stay there.
Okay.
A cruise control kind of a thing? Is that what it is for boats? They have that?
Well, it's not cruise control. It's just a throttle.
Yeah, but
so you either go, forward or reverse.
it looks legit. It looks like the guy was just trying to be cute, and he's like, "Hey, watch this." And
Oh my gosh.
Yep. There are people that are calling out the Cleveland Browns for what they did during the NFL draft. Now, if you're watching this video on KVJ TV on YouTube, the Cleveland Browns, their fan base, they call them the Dog Pound. And they even have an area in the stadium where the Dog Pound sits. And they'll wear dog masks, and sometimes they'll bring in like a little dog house and things like that. Everything is dog. So the graphic that they had at the NFL draft was supposed to be a bone. Like a dog bone. It has the two little knobs on each end.
Yeah.
Well, as the video was cut and you're watching this stuff on ESPN or wherever you're watching your draft, the NFL Network, you can see the bottom of the bone and it's throbbing and it's kind of dropping. But people are like going, what is that? Because it didn't look like a bone, because you couldn't see the whole bone. It looked like a pair of male testicles that were dropping down on the head of the people that were there making the announcements on the stage.
That straight up looks like nards.
That straight up looks like someone's getting teabagged.
That does. It really does look like.
What were the Browns thinking? Did nobody realize that with the shot that was going to look like testicles dropping on somebody's head?
And they look like, some weathered.
Not young. Those aren't even young balls.
Those are old balls.
Yeah. Oh my God. People like, did they not know that was going to look that way?
It does. It looks like elderly nards.
It's pretty unreal. The graphic you saw. A lot of people go, what is happening here in the NFL draft? And Jaybird has got somebody that called out who got called out for going up to a stranger's dog and petting it. The dog owner snapped at them, not the dog. And they said, don't touch my dog. You need to ask permission for something like that.
I didn't know who they were. I saw the whole thing go down. A stranger walked, kind of like what me or a Kevin Ralston's dad would do. Just, there was a dog lover that wanted to pet the dog but didn't ask permission. And the dog owner goes, do you ask permission to touch my dog? Always ask permission to touch somebody's dog. And the question is, should you always ask permission to touch someone's dog? I would.
Yeah, I think in fact, I think the proper etiquette on this to flush it all out is that you should ask, because you don't ever know. In fact, I saw a cute little video on social media, and it was this pit bull that would put its front legs on the gate, and people would walk by on the street, and you could just see the pit bull's head, but you couldn't see behind. Its tail was wagging like crazy. It just loves people, but people saw a pit bull and like, whoa. And so people were kind of walking by, and the dog didn't know what was going on. The dog was getting sad. And so the owners put up a sign, be like, this is Muggsy or whatever, and Muggsy loves pets. And then people will come by and start petting the dog. You see its tail just going crazy, just wagging and all that. But you don't know, because the temperament of a dog, they're all different, like humans.
Sure.
Like some humans will snap at you for no reason. Some dogs will as well. That's why you got to find out if it's okay. And then you need to go in with the closed fist and let the dog get used to you. Don't come in hot. Come in slow and gradual.
Well, especially if your dog's got emotional issues or, behavior issues. You don't want somebody going in there because now they bite you. You get sued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other one, too, that my friend had go over how do you guys feel about this? What's your scale of rage if you walk out of a store and somebody's leaning on your car? They're legit just almost kind of using it as a recliner. I know you probably won't get mad, but you're wrong to do that, in my opinion.
You are. It doesn't bother me because I don't care about my car, but
I don't care about my car either. But it's an odd move.
It's an odd move, but I'm not going to start a fight over it. I'll probably just be like, hey, I'm going to go.
You do look like a douche, though. If it's not your car and you're leaning on it, or I don't know, touching it. It's not your car.
Yeah.
I think it's a power move. And if you do that, you might do it to the wrong person and they will get pissed.
Yeah.
If you lean on the wrong person's car, them's fighting words.
True, absolutely. So watch yourself on those kind of things. And that's why we do call them out, so you know. 877-979-WRMF. Got some positive call them outs as well. Let me see. Got one for Captain Crust and Pepperoni Princess and Breadstick Man, question mark, for their appearance at Joe DiMaggio on Friday. Teresa and Pompano said both of our kids had extensive stays there a few years ago, and pick-me-ups like these are good for the kids' healing, for sure.
We love doing it. And this is just the beginning, baby.
It's just the beginning. These two superheroes are going to be coming to all kinds of places where people are sad. We want to bring a Beats Pizza and show them that through the power of pizza, anybody's day can be changed.
And let's not sleep on the newest character, Kid Calzone, a.k.a. producer Denny's.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
Kid Calzone.
Gotta get that in there.
Thank you, too, to All Kids Entertainment because they brought Spider-Man. We were out there with Maddie's Fight Foundation, and Spider-Man was Maddie's favorite. So it really was a beautiful day at Joe DiMaggio on Friday. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Also, a shout out here for the Jupiter Food and Wine Festival. Keith said we had a wonderful time. So many great restaurants, food, and drinks. Our absolute favorite was the Jupiter Grill and their New York Strip.
Oh, it was good. Jupiter Grill was great.
There's our friend
Brick and
Keith.
Barrel was great. Leftovers, Food Shack, Lila. They were all delicious. Everybody showed out.
Is that the dude that won the pizza eating contest?
Yeah.
I love they're such
Keith,
a
yeah.
nice couple.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
amazing.
them.
Shannon from Palm City also got to meet Virginia at the Friends of Jupiter Beach Food and Wine Festival. She's waiting in line to get a tequila drink, and there she was too. Go figure, Virginia going for a tequila drink. Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I do. Yeah, she's a doll.
Okay.
So no, you don't remember.
I do. I do. I was loving life.
Yeah, you were. It was a beautiful day.
It was
The drinks were
so-
flowing.
I love being under a bridge too because it's shaded, but the water coming in and like the breeze off the intercoastal, it's so nice.
Even when it's hot on that thing, if it's a hot day, does that bridge still kind of?
It's still nice.
It's pretty peaceful.
Even if it's a hot day, it's peaceful under that bridge.
It's rare you can say you spent your Saturday under a bridge drinking and it not sound depressing.
I know.
I know.
Yeah.
Because, like, shouldn't you also be shooting heroin if you're drinking under a bridge?
Also got a shout out here for Emiliana. You remember that we came on last year for the guest DJ. She's a funny, energetic kid, and she won the statewide STEM competition for her age group by writing a fully illustrated kid book, which includes a $5,000 scholarship.
Wow.
Good for you. That's huge.
That's amazing.
Congratulations. That's a really cool thing. So there you go. Thank you for all the shout outs. You can always get them through to us, 877-979-WRMF. And I also have a shout out real quick for the Wellington Grandview Prep Girls tennis teams who celebrated regional championship victories over the weekend. The Wolverines took out Boca High in the regional semifinals, and they're going into the state arm with a 21-0 record in 2025.
Fancy.
Yeah, so congratulations to them as well.